Okay. Mr. Reyes.
Are we ready? Are we ready? Thank you, Council President. Colleagues, this is one of those days where we have over 75 items. But the issue before us now is one in which I would ask your patience and your cooperation in that we use this opportunity to review what exactly it means to implement language that would define the destination of these facilities for medical marijuana. Now, on your desk, you have several maps and a chart that essentially gives us the parameters that are in front of us. It defines the zoning that's available in each community plan. It gives us total acres, and there's two columns that essentially reflects parameters for a policy. One is acres allowed at a 500-foot buffer of residential uses, and the other is 200 feet of buffer residential uses in terms of acres allowed. So it gives you a real count as to what kind of acreage exists for these facilities at with those distances. You'll see that the 1,000-foot is not presented because, quite frankly, the 1,000-foot only allowed facilities to be located in industrial zones, which really created an imbalance in terms of how it impacts neighborhoods and how it creates access. So that being said, I'd like to ask Mr. Alan Bell to come to the table. And what we have in front of us are information pieces that I hope you can take back to your offices. Each plan will give you very specific locations. And this is the objective, council members. Today is about understanding, listening. I would hope we can just lay down for a moment the debate, allow for us to share with you the impacts so that come January we can achieve a couple of objectives. One is to define an enabling language that creates a level of predictability and clarity as to where these facilities should be placed. Two, we need to recognize that 40% of the planning staff will no longer be available to us for implementation. So that to the degree that we can create by right, predictable, transparent processes that defines location, then we can process and implement efficiently. And all the stakeholders, whether you are supporting or against a specific site, the ground rules and the parameters will be very, very clear. And I just want to acknowledge Alan Bell as well as the planning staff. They put over 200 hours of effort to get us these maps today. They were able to break down these issues so that you can see physically what's in front of you and understand the impact of our distinct districts. John Butcher, Charles Lee, Tanner Blackman, the coordinator, and Louis Angeles were tremendous in staying late, staying over the weekend. Gail Goldberg as well as Mr. Bell. So this was with the intent of giving us something tangible to look at so that come January, I've got a commitment from the staff that they will hold within the first week a summary review session, if you will, of each district with the maps, so that when that discussion occurs on the floor, maybe it's only a 2-hour discussion, not a 6-hour discussion. So that wishful thinking. Thank you for that positive attitude, Councilman Ron. But when we look at what they're going to present today, Mr. Bell will give you the parameters. You'll see citywide what this looks like, and these are the citywide maps. And then we're going to take Hollywood as a sample, and we're going to essentially turn on and off the sensitive uses, and then they will give us some observations that we can take away, that we can proceed with this meeting. But hopefully this becomes one of the pillars that we can stand on that gives us a sense of direction and parameters to define the policy that will impact our city. So that, Mr. Bell.